To me, one of the funniest narratives is that Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell somehow hate each other, and Kelsey Mitchell hates Indiana, and she wants to leave Indiana because occasionally, she might go and post something cryptic that has nothing to do with basketball. And if you guys agree this is crazy, subscribe. We are trying to stop the rut. We've actually gained 1 subscriber over the last 3 days, but we're trying. We're trying to get back to where we were, which is like 50 subscribers higher. We're trying to get back to where we once were. But anyway, Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell was multiple times posted in Caitlin Clark's 2025 montage. A lot of it is her with her teammates. Do you guys not remember some of the things with her and I think it was Austin Kelly's kid, and obviously the two of them, Austin Kelly and Karima Kelly, are both coaches on the team. But it's one of those things where you've now got fans trying to put this narrative, but it just never made sense. Like, even the biggest part I respect about Caitlin, she was never part of the program. This is a couple of months ago, when Kelsey Mitchell was on the Super podcast.
Situated, I feel like, when something that big or someone that big who has that much impact comes into something, there are a lot of adjustments that people have to make on the floor, off the floor, in the locker room, in the training room. Just a lot of stuff, is a lot of moving parts. And I think the biggest part that I respected about Caitlin is that she never was bigger than the program. I don't know if that makes sense, but it wasn't like she wasn't trying to take over. It wasn't. I don't know how to explain that. You know what I'm trying to say, though?
Yeah, no, I know what you're trying to say. It's like she knows who she is. She comes in. She's going to obviously do her part because that's what being a professional athlete is. But with the understanding of fitting into a team, making sure we fit, making sure we have chemistry. So it's never bigger than the group
it's like
itself.
She wasn't trying to be bigger than everybody. Within our locker room, she wasn't trying to be bigger than anyone else. And I think the way that her style of play, it ended up complimenting me, ended up complimenting AB. And so, the one thing I love.
She literally came out and said, when it comes to, there's never been a negative word said from either of them about playing with each other or about them individual. And she's like, yeah, her style of play compliments me. She knows that. She knows that she will never get as easy looks as she gets with Caitlin Clark. She also knows when Caitlin Clark's there, she can't go ultra ISO. But also, we saw a lot less dribble, step back long twos out of her last year than we saw in 2024. And especially early on in the year. We always joke about Kelsey Mitchell on this channel, she has the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other shoulder. Angel's telling her, pass the ball, relocate, I can get an open layup or 3-point shot. And the devil's telling her, let me go tween, step back, shoot a shot with my foot on the line. Whereas she was listening to the angel way more often than she was listening to the devil in 2025, even without Caitlin Clark. And look, it's winning basketball. When you can see, I play this way, I lose. I play this other way, I win. And as much as players want to kind of get theirs, there are very few basketball players in the world who would rather lose. Who would rather lose than win, if we're being honest. It is what it is. So, I see it here again. Grateful for you twos reposting it. And it's just one of those things where this Indiana Fever team, we joke about it, but it was partially correct. We have absolutely joked about this whole thing. But we all said in the playoffs, we're the power of friendship. We're it's like when you go into 2K and your team chemistry, or your team chemistry is high, or you're playing FIFA, where there was chemistry and there was players that were fit together chemistry wise, their stats went up. The Indiana Fever, we're down 10. Aaliyah Boston was off the floor. I'm pretty confident their lineup was Bree Turner, Lexi Hull, KK, Odyssey Sims, and Shea Petty. And they dragged the eventual champion Aces back into overtime. They dragged them into overtime. It was one of those things where it's they absolutely, as a team, you could tell they adored each other. They literally would run. They ran every game they won in the playoffs. They ran towards Caitlin's black Air Forces, and they'd celebrate with the black Air Forces. Like, it's one of those things where you're like, obviously, this team, there was a atmosphere in this team that, and whatever we want to talk about Stephanie White's coaching, whatever we want to say about Stephanie White's coaching, I think Stephanie White did an exceptional job. I think it's fair to say she did an exceptional job, but there are still questions, and we'll need to see whether or not Caitlin Clark is going, like, whether or not this style of play is going to fit with Caitlin Clark next year. But we need a full season to figure that out. Like, we didn't see 1 minute of Caitlin Clark being healthy, so we need a full season to figure that out. If it turns out that it's not compatible, then the Fever have a choice to make. They don't need to make it soon. Caitlin's 23 years old. They don't need to make that choice soon. They can make it later. But we'll see next season. They don't need to make a choice during the season either. But yeah, look, it's a really interesting one to see, and at least it'll never stop. How many videos on this channel have I made, and have I made basically saying Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark don't hate each other as the genuinely, like, as the like, topic, and people still try to push the narrative. Like, for me, I can't believe I'm constantly having to make this same video over and over and over again. But fans are still pushing that narrative. So I have to talk about it over and over and over again. But at least every single time I'll make one of these videos, maybe there's a fan who believes that Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark don't like each other, or Kelsey Mitchell doesn't like Caitlin Clark, rather than the fact that they very much do like each other. They seem to enjoy playing with each other. And yes, there's a world where Kelsey Mitchell leaves the Fever and Kelsey Mitchell would rather play with a different team. But, like, that's not going to be, oh, I want to get away from Caitlin Clark. That's just, I want to do something else. I want to go somewhere else, which is completely fair. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? And yeah, let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.